It's the Brian and Kindra Show with Brian Cook and Kindra Cox of Keller Williams Realty Elite.
I am Kindra Cox.
I'm Brian Cook.
Between the two of us, we have over 30 years of experience.
Sharing real estate tips and advice. Right here on Classic Hits 1073.
Welcome to the Brian and Kindra Show. I'm Brian Cook.
I'm Kindra Cox.
And we're here. We're with Keller Williams Realty Elite here in Woodward. Our main goal is to sell you a house or sell your house.
We just want to say hey to the people, though.
That's right.
Our main goal is to hang out with as many people as we can.
Yes. So, but yeah, we are
real estate first.
Yes.
And then radio second.
Better watch out, Branson.
Can I be radio second? Yes.
So, somebody
was that
made
too many hard S's on the radio?
So I was at a softball game with my dad, and he used to work at a radio station.
Oh, he did?
And he said, "What's your Arbitron rating?" I said, "That's hilarious."
I don't know what that means.
I'm sure we're not.
Am I supposed to know what that means?
No. So, are we rated?
It's really high, isn't it?
Yes. So at 5:30 in Woodward, Oklahoma,
Branson doesn't have a microphone, but I think
watched
that
radio show.
Branson just very sarcastically goes, "Oh yeah."
Yeah. There you go. All 9 people that were listening today.
All 9 people.
I mean, you're watching. I'm watching. Branson. That's 3. So.
Where's our moms?
Yeah. She's softball.
Oh, are you missing a ball game?
I am.
Oh, doggone
But you know what? I'm not getting wet.
Hey, man, I think I would freeze to death. Okay, so we were over at Enid today for a realtor meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And Gwen Wilson, I just forgot, she's with Andrews over there. I'm totally having a blank moment. Sorry, Gwen. Anyway, so she has a son that plays baseball, and she said that they had a baseball game in Woodward tonight. So she was trying to figure out if she had enough time to go home and get out of her sandals and into some, warm shoes with socks to make it to the baseball game. I think tonight would be a pretty miserable night to watch a ball game, and I like ball games.
I know, 50-mile-an-hour wind. Last game in Vice was not very fun.
No, that sounds horrible.
Yeah, it was miserable. So, but we love softball. So it's there. So all that being said, we are your most highly rated show at 5:30 in Woodward on this radio station.
I mean, basically, if you're listening, you agree, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So there we go. Also, we had somebody come in our office today and said they listen to us every week and they read our article in the Woodward newspaper every week.
Aw, that's nice.
So, if you miss our show and you just don't like to listen to my voice, you can read kind of a summarization of what we talk about on the radio in the Woodward News. So, just trying to get the information out there, keep you guys educated on what's going on. So, today we're going to talk about building, buying, remodeling, maybe renting. What is it right for you?
I thought it was kind of big of you. So you sent me the topic today.
Mm-hmm.
Or, I don't know, I don't know. Anyway, somehow you said, what do you think about this? And I said, I think that sounds brilliant, since I hadn't done any homework. And I think it's important. I'm glad that we're going to talk a little bit about renting, because I think a lot of times it comes across that as real estate people that we're anti-renting. And we're not. There's a time and a place for renting.
Absolutely.
So anyway, okay, I'm excited to talk about it. But first things first, do you want to share your market statistics?
Yes.
Because I really need a nap.
Yeah, okay. Do you have coffee or something?
I have lemon water.
Lemon
Thank
water.
you
No
very
caffeine.
much.
You didn't even eat caffeine to keep you pepped up for this.
I got myself some caffeinated Kool-Aid this morning from my friend Casey Britton.
Casey Britton. And
Yeah.
that's at the old Moss
old
Garden
Moss
building,
Garden.
which is fantastic.
Yes.
They have some good stuff.
You know, the fantastic part was, like, I was at the dentist and I texted her and said, will you please deliver me a Kool-Aid to the office? Because I need to be caffeinated or people can't stand me.
Because we were racing. I mean, we were just driving.
Oh, did I make us late?
Driving to Enid. No, the guy who forgot to put gas in the truck made us late. So
He said truck, so y'all know I wouldn't drive it.
yes, we made about 6 or 8 miles outside of Orland, and it said, you have 15 miles till you're out of gas.
That's awesome.
It was horrible. So, all right, wasn't paying attention. All right, so market statistics. Everything looks like an exact replica of last week almost. So we still have 63 listings. We have 5 new residential listings in Woodward. There is some pretty cool ones. We got one 13-acre lot with a 5-bedroom big house, 3-car garage, edge of town. It's pretty sweet. There are 21 pending. Last week there was 21 pending in Woodward. We had 6 residential closings. Now there's some land and some commercial stuff that's closed this week as well, but there were 6 houses that closed. And then our total months of inventory is 4.36. So we're still hovering in a really good range. Inventory is in the 60s now, when we were down in the 50s. We did look at 2 new listings this week. We looked at another one we're going to put on the market next week. They're doing some work on it. So things are, we're going to get some houses in that 70-80 range, and another one in the 130-40 range. I'm looking at one tonight in the 160 range. So we have some more houses headed this way. So we'll have some options.
Definitely. Okay, so real quick, I want to touch on something.
Okay.
Okay, so this week I've talked to. Did you shake your head? No okay, touching, fine. Kendra. Okay. So this week we spent some time. I don't mean to say so much. Like, I have 15 things in my brain. I'm not sure which one needs to come out first. First and foremost, Woodward County Abstract. We had this really cool realtor meeting there yesterday morning. They're one of our sponsors. But Flora spoke to all of the agents about diversity and reminded us some things. She just did a really great job. But she killed it last week for us at a couple of closings. We've had 2 closings. You had one Monday and Tuesday.
Yes,
I think it went on to the next day.
Did. 2 days.
And bless the buyers' hearts and sellers. The sellers were your folks, actually.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
6 months that it took us to get title work cleared up so we could get that sucker closed. Oh my gosh. Okay, so speaking of title works, same thing on the one that we closed on Friday. It took, I don't know, we were a month and a half, maybe 2 months past our closing date before we finally got to close. And I just got to say, like, we have the best buyers ever. Like, they were so darn patient with us. Like, there was no yelling. There was no cursing. A couple times I thought, I don't want to open my text message. And then they were nice.
Yeah.
Like, hey, this is really sucky, but we're still hanging in there. And I'm like, you guys are rock stars.
No kidding.
So Woodward County Abstract killed it for us. But we've been working with some different buyers recently that, and some lenders that we don't know, that we're not familiar with. And it just reminds me how amazing Connie and Melinda are, who actually were the lender on the one last week. And I mean, they just killed it. But it's so nice to be able to sit down across from the lender and say, okay, but what are your real, true projected closing costs? Come on, help us out here and make sure that our buyer is informed. So shop local. Like, I'm just going back to that again. Yep. It's so important. Y'all turned up the air conditioner, didn't you?
Yes.
I am over here shivering with my water.
We'll take a commercial break.
Oh, my Lanta.
We can warm you up. But, yeah. So,
and the coffee.
So, like, I sent my daughter, is working on, she said she didn't want to buy a house yet, but she's ready.
Right.
And she's wanting to borrow money on a car. We bought a car last week. She didn't borrow any money on it, but she's like, I think I need to borrow some money to build my credit. I said, before you do anything, call Connie.
Yeah.
Discuss with her where your credit is, what you need to do.
Right.
It's not a big deal to go borrow money on the car if we need to, but it's better to not have a payment. But same goes back to what it takes to build your credit. So when you go to make that offer, your credit is phenomenal, which gives you better leverage.
Yes.
Make it quicker.
Absolutely. So, I mean, even with things, because my daughter's been playing this game too, and she's going to hold off for a little bit. I think she feels a responsibility to take care of her mom. I don't know why. So, but she had told me she had gone down to work on getting her sales stuff put into her own name, her cell phone. And they said, "Ma, your credit's great. You don't have to pay a deposit." So, I mean, it's amazing whenever you think about not just interest rate, but little things like that, not having to pay a deposit on your cell phone bill and things like that. It's just, there's a lot of bonuses, and to have these local lenders who'll sit down and talk to us and help to educate us is really valuable.
Yes. All right. So let's take a quick break.
Okay, we'll be right back.
Comfort Zone is a multi-generational company serving Northwest Oklahoma in commercial and residential needs. Plumbing, air conditioning, heaters, refrigeration, sewer and drain cleaning, backhoe trenching, and crane service. And they are your geothermal specialists. Contact them at 580-254-5864 or stop by 116 East Main Street.
It's the 5 hours you spend in the kitchen mastering your famous recipe or spending quality time with your family. Other insurance companies may just see it as a house. It's not just a house, it's your home. Hi, I'm State Farm Agent Kevin Kanzler, and I see your home as the time and memories you put into them. I understand what your things really mean to you, and I'm here to help give them the protection they deserve. My office is located on the corner of 13th and Oklahoma and Woodward, or call me at 580-256-2216 for your home insurance today.
OnPoint Land Survey can take care of all your residential, commercial, and industrial survey needs. This family-owned and operated business proudly serves Northwest Oklahoma and Southwest Kansas. These lifelong Northwest Oklahoma residents with over 19 years of experience are ready to serve you with the latest equipment and capable trucks to get your job done. Call OnPoint Land Survey today at 580-256-6757 or at 1918 Main Street in Woodward, Oklahoma, or visit their website at onpointlandsurveyok.com. Professional, trusted, local.
This is Todd McHugh,
Jackie Jones,
and Flor Castro
with Woodward County Abstract. Thank you to all of Northwest Oklahoma for letting Woodward County Abstract handle all of your real estate closing and title needs.
We provide real estate closings and title insurance for all of Northwest Oklahoma.
Pasen a verme para todas sus dudas y preguntas sobre bienes raíces. Con gusto les explico el proceso y estoy disponible a cada paso de la transacción para asistir con lo que usted necesite para cerrar su contrato.
We appreciate your business.
Hi, I'm Connie Rowland in the mortgage department at Bank 7. Bank 7 is a full-service bank with over 40 years of combined experience. Melinda Russo and I are a dynamic duo team committed to making your loan process smooth. With a variety of loan products, we would love to sit down with you and discuss your loan options in person, or we offer online and over-the-phone application processing. The Woodward branch is located at 34th in Oklahoma. Find us online at mortgage.bank7.com, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Bank 7 is an equal housing lender in MLS 677297, phone 580-254-0100, where our best investment is you.
Hey, we're back.
Got a little distracted. I was problem solving.
Yes. So, hey, we're talking about today. We may get all the way down through this. We're going to start with should you buy or build? That's number one.
I'm going to talk about should you buy or rent.
You want to talk about?
I do.
Let's do this.
Okay, I do. I'm for reals.
Okay.
Let's just knock it out real quick. Okay,
Okay,
because we have a property right now
There's
that's
like 9
listed.
pages of that.
You're going to be fine. Just let me talk. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. We can talk fast. I've been told maybe we should slow down.
Okay.
2515 Spruce. We have that listed right now. It's 3
Yes.
bedroom, 1.5 bath. It's really a slick house. Like, I really like it.
Absolutely.
It's a great location right there by Crystal Beach Park. So it's for sale, $125,000. But he would also rent it $900 a month on $100 deposit. The owner is going to be doing all of that rental stuff. That's not going to go through us.
Right. We don't really manage rental property.
No, but whenever I look at that and I think about it, renting is good for some people. So, so I have a family member, and my family member is not one who wants to handle maintenance or upkeep, can't take care of the lawn well. Oh wait, it's me. Okay, so I mean, I can go down the list. I didn't expect him to laugh like that. Okay, so I mean, we can go down the list of reasons why it would not be a good idea for that family member to purchase
like my
a
daughter,
home.
right now it's a horrible time because she's right in the middle of a life decision. Like, am I going to stay in Wichita and work, or Kansas City, or come back to Woodward?
You're a jokester too. Okay, so I mean, but for reals, like whenever you're in some of these situations and you're not sure, am I going to stay? Am I going to go? Is this really going to be? And some communities, like right now in Oklahoma City, we talked last week with Judy Bruley. That market is crazy. Yeah. If you don't know if you're going to stay there, you probably should not be buying right now.
And the loans we're dealing with now, USDA and FHA, where people are coming in with less than 5-6% or zero.
Right.
There is no way they could buy those houses because they'll have to come up with 5% plus.
Exactly.
More above appraised value to purchase the home.
So, point being, there are times that renting is appropriate, and so we think that's important. We know that you have to kind of make that decision on your own. We value homeownership. We value greatly the idea of owning your own real estate. But we know that it's not for everybody. So, okay, now you can throw that paper.
I already did. I threw it.
I know you threw a little temper tantrum. Okay, so Amanda Bronner is watching on Facebook Live, and she said, ooh, I want to know, buy or build. So let's talk buy or build. It's your turn.
Okay. So talking about buying and building. So why... so right now in Woodward, building is a long process. So we're a little bit further from the metro.
Yes.
So some supplies. We've been tinkering on my house, and I've got a contractor working, and he said, I just feel like I can't get anything done because I'll run by Ace, Tri-State, Star, Lock Supply every time I'm in town to get the list of stuff I need because not every store has everything they need. So the big box stores in Oklahoma City, they have everything. So you can just pop in there and buy a shower or whatever you need most of the time. But like here, you got to plan ahead a little bit and order. But like even today, he was looking for some specific bolts. And he ended up having to go to Fastenal even to get them because no one else had them. And I can see the complications. So if you're building, it comes back to, so you want a specific tile, you got to pay it all the way out in advance. You can't just go to a big bookstore unless you're driving to Enid or Oklahoma City all the time.
Right.
So building is a lot more complicated in Woodward because of the time restraint of getting here from there. We have a limited number of contractors. We have lots of good contractors in Woodward. We have several builders in Woodward. I don't even know how many we have, 5 or 6 probably. I can't
Are you asking?
I was going to rattle them off.
I don't think you should do that. You'll leave somebody out.
I'd miss somebody out, and then so having a good contractor monitoring the transaction is important. So I thought I was competent and good enough to just build my own office, and so.
Gary, that wasn't a joke.
So Gary Whitcomb fired me on day 2.
I don't think you made it to day 2, boss.
I don't know. He was like, "You're gonna have a stroke. Let me handle this. You go on vacation." And so I left. So so some people's personality isn't made for that.
You think?
Yeah. And so that's why my wife and I bought several lots in town, and we bought. Well, I have 4 or 5 sets of floor plans that we were going to build, and every time we get started. We just don't, and so luckily I'm still alive and my heart's beating. I didn't stroke out.
That's good. I still have a job.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my pushback on. I have 2 pushbacks on the building thing. So one, the idea of building freaks me out, and this is why. I have never ever ever met anyone who built a home and said, "Man, that was a lot cheaper than I thought it'd be."
Gary.
Never. Really? I need to talk to Gary Wickham.
Yes.
Okay, so that number 2, like making decisions. Hello, I don't even know what we're gonna have for dinner, and that's in 30 minutes. So, that's those kinds of things. Having to pick those things out, I think it's almost overwhelming for somebody like me with my little tiny brain. I think the other thing is financially, because we have a lot of first-time home buyers who are like, "Well, I'm just gonna get some land and build my house," and that sounds amazing and wonderful. But building a home requires a different level of financial commitment and approval than a loan, than an FHA loan or a USDA loan, VA. So talk about that.
Right. So for example, if you would have started your home, March 1st of last year, by the time you finished in December, just your lumber budget would have been off probably 20%. Wow. So, the labor's probably still the same. The labor's probably still the same, but the problem is that now your contractor's having a hard time getting the door you want or the window you want. So we got a transaction on 24th Street. I can't talk. We have a transaction on 24th Street, and we need a patio door to meet the requirements of the lender.
Okay.
We couldn't find one. I called Lowe's, Home Depot, all the lumber yards in town. They said they're 3 to maybe 6 weeks out. We need a specific size. We called and called. Coincidentally enough, I had one in storage, which was weird, but it's an old, worn-out door. So we had to waste about a half a day putting in a used, beat-up door to fix this door hole in the wall, and then we had to order. So now we're approved to close the deal, and then we had to order the door, which will be here in 3 to 6 weeks.
Maybe. So that's something else.
Maybe.
So we were talking to an investor last week, remember? And she said she's been waiting on, do you remember how long she said she's been waiting on her appliances? So and Modern Appliance had told us this. They told us trying to get something the last year has been insane. I think she said she's been waiting months, right?
I think she said
They finally called and said, "Listen, I can't tell you when your appliances are going to be here, but if you want this color, I can give them to you today." And so, the decisions that you have to make in building sometimes. So I guess the point is with that is, on those kinds of things, you still might end up purchasing the item that you hate the least.
Yes.
Just like purchasing real estate in Woodward happens.
Sometimes.
So, but let's go back to loans because you didn't hit that part. I'm going to talk about that. So, going back to our daughters, because they're both this age where they each want to do these cool, fun, independent things. And my darling daughter, I don't know where she gets this strong will, but she's pretty darn sure she's just going to build her own little barn dominium. Like, well, Mom, you got friends with tools. I'm just going to use them. And she's really sincere about that until it came time to talk about the loan. And she went, oh my gosh, they're not going to let me do it. She's like, I know that I could pay it. I know I could make the money. I know I can watch enough YouTube videos to do a bunch of things. She says, and she probably could, honestly, because she's rather determined. Mm-hmm. But when it came to getting the loan, nobody wants to loan. We saw this with somebody that was very capable of building his own barn dominium, remember? Mm-hmm. And the lender said, no, we're not going to do it. You cannot be your own contractor. You have to have a contractor.
Have to have a contractor.
So a lot of us thought, I mean, I think my family thought this for a long time, thinking, well, we'll just build it ourselves. Like, we can do that. I mean, I can hang sheetrock. I know how to. We talked about that. I'm going to texture my bathroom this weekend. There's a lot of things I can do. But lenders say, no, I don't think you can.
Yep. And then there's a lot of...
It's just liability, I'm sure.
Yeah. So in the building process, so you'll go get a mortgage. So if you're an average home builder and you're going to go build a house, you go to the bank and you'll talk to them and say, I need a construction loan. I'm going to go build a house. You'll get your floor plans and you'll get everything laid out. You'll get bids and budgets. And then they're going to have an appraiser appraise your house based off of the future finishes you're telling them and the floor plan that you're showing them. So they'll give you an appraisal. Then that's going to determine your budget to build the home. Mm-hmm. So let's say it's a $250,000 house, and you were March 1st of last year, and you're putting 20% down, which would be $50,000. You went 20% over the lumber budget, so now you got to put $50,000 plus another 20% on half, so another probably $12,000-$13,000. You're $12,000 or $13,000 short, and that's not a standard. I don't know anybody's had went over budget. I don't know anybody.
For reals, like, I mean, that's my biggest thing. That's why I've always said, oh, I don't think I want to.
So that's why you're budgeting all of this in. I know a customer, they were doing a massive remodel and an add-on, and their preliminary appraisal came in at $400,000, but they did the remodel. They came in at $450,000. So they went to refinance the house. The appraisal came in at $375,000.
Ouch!
And so now they're in a huge bind.
Absolutely.
Because they didn't have the money to pay the down payment and make it all work, and they're $75,000 over budget. And so the banks had to do a second mortgage type personal loan, which is a higher risk, higher interest. It's really complicated.
Are you trying to scare
scary.
people?
No. It's a homework. You better do your homework if you're going to do it.
And be ready. Be prepared.
Be prepared.
Yes.
So I bought a house.
This isn't expect the worst and hope for the best.
Yes. So I bought a house, and I told my wife, I said, let's buy this house.
Well, this is delightful. Hey, do you believe in home inspections?
Oh my gosh. Yes. Absolutely. So I feel like I've been through enough home inspections.
You thought you could just do your own, didn't you?
I did. I thought
you forgot you have ADD.
Yes. So I bought a house, and it's a very well built house. It's a very nice house. It's a barn dominium. But we've come across some issues that we weren't expecting inside the house, and so which we didn't know who built it. I mean, who did, like the electrical, for example.
Sure.
We didn't know who did it. We found some errors which made us highly concerned, and so we had the entire electrical system pulled apart and checked, which we found some issues that weren't quite right. And so I spent $9,000 on something that I didn't have in my budget at all, really.
Right.
We were going to change a few light fixtures out. We were going to do a few things, maybe a couple $1,000s. But, and that $9,000 doesn't count the light fixtures that I bought. So it is a full-on, I mean, it was crazy. So plumbing, same thing. We ran into some plumbing things that weren't, huge issues. They were inconvenient, to say the least. And so I had them fixed. That was a couple $1,000s. So we haven't even started the projects that were top of the list.
You could still flush.
Yes. You just
Weren't
couldn't
you
take
lucky?
a hot. Yeah. Just couldn't take a hot shower all the time. But yeah, we're still jumping through things. So we moved in March.
You're looking at me. I don't
February.
know. You're not on my calendar.
Oh yeah, we moved in when it was like 8 below.
That's true. It was freezing. I remember.
Valentine weekend.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Yes, it was miserable. We moved in, and we had this whole list of stuff. We still have. We sheetrocked a wall yesterday that still wasn't done because it got moved to the bottom list. So unexpected delay. So I know when you go in and talk to your lender, we need to take a quick break. But when you go talk to your lender, you need to make sure I would add 20% to your budget when you do that. That way you're protected and prepared. So if you're budgeted for a $300,000 house, you might back down to a $250,000 house just so there's no surprises. So let's take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Homeowners and business owners, do you want to know how to extend the life of your home or commercial building? Call APC LLC in Woodward. APC specializes in installing high-quality 5-inch and 6-inch seamless guttering and custom commercial guttering. Whether it's a small system or a large system, APC can help. Call APC LLC at 580-571-2384. That number again is 580-571-2384 for all your seamless gutter needs.
Our home is usually our largest investment, and we insure it against damage. One unseen destructive force not covered by most insurance policies is termites, which can infest a house for years before being detected. Termites cost U.S. homeowners an estimated $5 billion annually in treatment and repairs. Using the Centricon termite bait system, JCP Services can protect your home from the threat of a termite infestation. Call 580-334-5380. Again, 580-334-5380.
Stop in to Modern Appliance on Main Street today to see powerful Maytag brand kitchen appliances available in a finish inspired by cast iron. Cast iron black is a hard-working, matte finish that is as tough as it is timeless, so you can trust it to help resist scratches while helping hide fingerprints and minor dents and stand up to the everyday. Add an iconic look to your home with cast iron black kitchen appliances from Maytag brand. See it at Modern Appliance, 2102 Main, or online at modernappliancewoodward.com.
For 150 years, Sherwin-Williams has been an industry leader in the development of technologically advanced paint and coatings. As the nation's largest specialty retailer of paint and painting supplies, Sherwin-Williams is dedicated to supporting both your do-it-yourselfers and painting professionals with exceptional products, resources to make confident color selections, and expert personalized service that's focused on your unique project needs. Sherwin-Williams is your neighborhood paint store. Stop by and see them, 2101 Oklahoma Avenue, or call them 580-256-5861. Hey, we're back.
Yes, we are. This is the Brian and Kindra Show. We are with Keller Williams Realty Elite.
Yes.
So we're realtors, and we want to share as much real estate knowledge as we can to help everybody be a little bit more prepared for buying and selling, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so
I forgot to announce this weekend we're doing an open house.
Oh, yeah. Tell me about it.
A couple of them on Briarwood. There's actually 3 houses like within 100 feet of each other. And so we'll be sitting there this weekend, Sunday 1 to 3. Come and see us. We can chit-chat about those houses if you want to buy one. Talk about remodeling or updates or selling or whatever you want to talk about.
A couple of those don't really need much remodeling at all.
No, huh?
And one of them, man, they've done some good things to get started.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yep, it's a big house. So we're talking about buy, build, or remodel. No, rent.
Buy, build, or rent. I know. So. I do it every time. It's fun. Keep up. Okay, so let's talk about buying. So we've talked about how renting is not for everybody, but it is for some people.
Right.
And we've talked about building and how that's not for people like me. Or you, it sounds like.
No, but like Gary Whitcomb kills it. He does it every time.
Absolutely.
The people that built one on there's several people. They're fantastic at it. And
okay.
It's amazing. I love it.
Definitely. All right, so now let's talk about buying. I misspelled somebody on the Facebook, and they're calling me out for it. But sometimes my fingers just don't work super well. Yeah, no, it doesn't. It says KEIS instead of KRIS. It's going to be fine. Okay, so here's the deal. So buying. We do believe that there's a buyer out there. Lots of them. Everyone's a buyer. Okay, so sometimes it's better to just, for me, I know what kind of house I need. I know what kind of lawn size I need. I may have overstepped it a little bit with the lawn size on my current little tiny house. But I'm a buyer. I'm not a builder. And all the renting has been very appealing to me so that I don't have to do any lawn work. I'm definitely a buyer. And
most renters have to take care of their lawn.
Well, not if you're like in an apartment.
Right.
Or what if you had like a condo or something like with a little teeny tiny yard?
That'd be sweet. Like on Brookhaven?
Oh, yes, those are great ones. Okay, so buyers. Talk about buyers real quick.
Okay, you should be a buyer.
Okay, let me help. All right, so buyers. You're ready for something, you want to move in, and maybe you're willing to do a little bit of remodeling, but you don't want to have to do everything from the ground up.
Right.
Buyers would be somebody who wants to be able to have as many animals as the city allows.
Yes.
So you know
Chickens.
how I feel about Teddy Roosevelt. City doesn't allow.
You
just can't have a rooster. My bad. Okay, so Teddy Roosevelt. I want Teddy Roosevelt until he can leave with my daughter. So I want to have my own pet. I'm a buyer. I want to not have to pay extra for that. I'm a buyer. I wanted to paint my front door yellow and the bathroom purple. Not really. Never going to paint the bathroom purple. Okay, so anyway, that means I'm a buyer because I want to have all these options for myself. And I want to build equity. So if I stay in my home long enough, I should be able to sell it and have some equity and do something different. Maybe upsize, maybe go on a nice vacation and downsize. I don't know.
And buying provides security.
Yes, it's mine. Nobody's going to kick me out as long as I'm paying my mortgage.
Right, and so it's a fantastic option for security, and the for if you have kids, the just consistent moving around is sometimes stressful on them. So one of the most stressful things to do is move, and so renting, you're kind of on limbo when your lease comes available. So thanks for listening today. We will catch you guys next week. Thanks for listening.
Your new favorite, Classic Hits 107.3 KLSI Moreland Woodward. Tell a friend.